Story 1. I have been an opioid addict since I was 17. I had almost a decade sober, enough time that I figured I could probably take a Lortab or two again without trouble but never did. Then I had to go to the hospital and got some morphine. Immediately, all those old addict thoughts came back, like what to tell the doctor to get the good stuff and even thinking if I could steal something while I was still unable to leave the bed. Thankfully, I had a moment of clarity and was strong enough to tell the doctors I was an addict. It made me realize I'll be an addict for life, and the day I stop being an addict will be the day I die. If I ever use again, that day is going to come a lot sooner than I want it to. One day at a time, my friends. Story 2. 22 days without weed, 36 without cocaine, and 2,507 without alcohol. My life's just been one wreck after the other. Edit. How could I forget the hardest one? I celebrated 2 years without nicotine on July 2nd. Story 3. I replaced methamphetamine, pornography, video games, and food with working out, sex, and building my business. The addictions are absolutely no different as far as how my brain rewards me for these things. It's just the stuff I traded away was killing me, and the stuff I traded them for makes life worth living. It took a long time to reprogram my dopamine reward system to adapt to the new addictions, but it seems to be working well at the moment. A lot of people are curious as to how I did what I did, so here goes. It is kind of hard to explain, but I will do my best. I found the motivation in myself to make a whole lot of changes in my life that promoted healthier habits to replace the unhealthier ones. My motivation came in the form of a series of bad decisions coupled with some really bad luck, which led to an ultimatum. While smoking methamphetamine and living like a troll, my health had deteriorated to the point that I sustained a back injury. A pinched nerve in my L4 caused me agonizing pain for months. I couldn't put my shoes on. Just trying to use the bathroom was a nightmarish experience. I spent months in isolation shifting positions from sitting to standing to lying, just trying to find some temporary relief and usually finding none. I couldn't work, and I was burning through my savings at a rate to where I calculated having maybe 5 or 6 months before I was too injured to ever work or do anything I enjoyed ever again, plus I would be homeless. Hopelessness caused my mental health to deteriorate to the point that I was spending long hours a day talking to myself just to distract myself from my reality. I was fully talking to myself like Tom Hanks in Castaway. I had a choice between suicide or going for a last-ditch attempt to rehab my back, rebuild my physical health, my mental health, my social life, and my career, and address the fact that I had been lonely for way too long. Anything that I felt was lacking in my life or causing me to seek vices as a way to cope with the sadness, I put every ounce of will I could muster towards fixing those things. In my mind, it was simple, really. I would succeed or I would die. Kind of a difficult way to have to go about doing something. But I did it. I'm grateful. I'm proud of myself. I don't question it. I just keep doing what I'm doing and enjoying what I accomplished. So, I guess I said all of that to say this. Fixing your difficult life makes you more marketable and attractive to other people. I believe that how we feel inside about ourselves is outwardly projected to the world and other people. When we are healthy, happy, and proud of who we are, people can read that even if they don't realize it. I just so happened to meet someone special at the right time, and it worked out. I don't need pornography or want pornography. I want my boyfriend. I earned him. Forget pornography. Forget drugs. Forget dead-end, soul-sucking jobs. And most of all, forget being sad and alone. I demand better from life, and I will get better from life or I will die trying because I refuse to go back to living the way I was. I will not do it. I guess to some degree I have reassociated in my brain the pleasure of all of the vices I enjoyed with the pain, misery, and hopelessness that they eventually led to. It didn't break the addiction link completely, but it definitely weakened them enough that it bought me time to program some new ones that are stronger. Once I started building momentum, the rest just happened on its own. Story 4. Opiates. I've hated life for decades. Even when clean, because my brain, even after years of non-use, doesn't release any feel-good chemicals and nothing helped. I had tragedy and traumatic experiences and fell back into it at 40, and I've destroyed my life. At this point, fixing things is almost impossible. I've honestly just been working on the courage to end it for a while now. Thanks for the therapy session. It really sucks when no one cares about you. I had some deaths and I completely lost my small tribe. I already had no family just by the situation of birth. I woke up one day and found myself completely alone in this world and got lost back in my old addiction. I just can't anymore. I can't fix it. I don't want to fix it. I'm just ready for it all to be over. My situation is leading me towards homelessness. It's hard to get clean when you have to make money to keep your lights on. It's hard to make money when you're detoxing. It's hard to start over when you've dug yourself into holes you can't get out of. I literally don't have anyone to talk to. No one talks about the mental and emotional impact of detox in long-term use. You know what that's like in complete silence for days to weeks. So far, it's been literally impossible. Well, that didn't make me feel better at all, but there it is. Story 5. Ketamine and alcohol. First time I've actually admitted to it. I guess the only way from here is up. I've spent the past few months coming to terms with it, also in the middle of realizing that part of my addiction comes from a traumatic childhood. Story 6. I was addicted to heroin, ecstasy, and cocaine. 9 years sober in February, but I still get that demon in my mind when I'm out at the bar or club. Currently addicted to Reddit, finding cute home decor and reptiles. All in all, I think I'm doing pretty okay. Story 7. I have a semi-legitimate problem with Wendy's spicy chicken sandwiches. This is my one and only vice that I genuinely struggle with when I relapse. It's after work. I'm hungry. I'm tired. I want to eat now and not make something. You know what's always good? A Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich. The taste is indescribably good. It's the perfect amount of heat, the moisture of the tomato, the tang of the mayonnaise, and the crunch of the lettuce and chicken breading. Edible happiness for $12.69. All your problems just melt away while you have the most amazing mouth experience of your life. And I can't go the next day without getting one because it's so convenient and good and not that much. And one turns into two and then I don't even wait to get home anymore. And I'm sitting in the parking lot of Wendy's eating my sandwiches like I will never eat anything again. And I get stomach pain because the amount of grease in these things is not something my human body can handle. With daily cleansings of my entire colon and prayers to God, the lava just stops. I have a problem. No, it's not hard drugs or other severe addictions, but it's still a problem. Story 8. Fentanyl. But just this morning, I had to administer naloxone to my husband of 28 years, my best friend, and I have vowed to get us sober after close to 10 years of constant day-to-day struggle. It's the absolute most difficult thing to follow through. Codependency, along with being addicted to the hustle and the way of life you get used to, is a lifelong struggle by itself. Being actually dope sick with the withdrawals is only a 3 to 7 day sickness. Seeing him dead and the naloxone not working immediately was life-changing. But he woke up with Satan hot on his heels, screaming and sobbing, and his body on fire from the naloxone's effects. He said he dreamed this time and he lived a span of 8 years in hell itself, not able to ever be with us again, and he said he's never felt such real regret like it actually happened. Wish us luck, friends. My story is millions of other people's story too. We are ashamed of our addiction, believe me, and it's the easiest road to find yourself lost on with no clue how to find home again. Story 9. I love gaming. It's my happy place. Life out there is so difficult, so at least I can immerse myself in another world and relax. It's a good thing I'm not a mother and don't have to choose where to split my time. Story 10. Goth club dancing. Last year, they started a goth rave once a month in my town, and I forced myself to go, terrified of what to expect. God, it was the most freeing thing I've ever done in my life as a very shy introvert. After a few months, once a month wasn't enough for me. Now, I put on my miniskirt and corset and go at least once a week and dance for 4 hours straight on different goth nights at various clubs all around the city. I can't explain it, but it does something down to my soul. And if I have to miss it, I literally count the days until I go dancing again. Tomorrow night, I'm going to the biggest and oldest one, and I cannot wait. Story 11. I am not addicted to anything. It is called dedication. I do not give up on anything. I have been gambling and smoking for 15 years every single day. That is dedication. Story 12. Shopping. For all kinds of reasons to fill all kinds of emotional holes. My mother was the same. I'm trying to be better, go on a no-buy, and pay my debt off. I'm embarrassed that it ever got this far, and I know a lot of people don't understand, but I literally don't care for any substances or drugs. I just love buying clothes, perfumes. Story 13. Food. Especially bad for me. Food chips, pizza with the works, cookies, submarine sandwiches with the works, Reuben egg rolls, pizza egg rolls, cheeseburger egg roll, Chinese egg rolls, crab rangoon, boneless buffalo wings, fried pickles, fried rice, all the junk. Story 14. I am addicted to YouTube, food, drinks, beluga, and Roblox. It is because I do all of this all the time. That was a really good question. I should post questions more often for real.